The girl behind the mask, the lights flickered in the cold hallway of Station Theta 9, a small colony floating near a forgotten part of the galaxy. Machines hummed quietly. Everything looked normal. But Zira was not normal. She walked quickly through the corridor, her head slightly down, a black hood covering most of her face. Her mask made her look human. Smooth skin, normal eyes, a regular face. But it was not real. Behind the mask, Zira's face glowed faintly. Her skin was soft and silver blue, with tiny patterns like stardust. Her eyes were large and deep violet. Beautiful but not human. She was born on another world, half human, half alien, and she was afraid. Zira worked as a systems assistant on the station. She was quiet, always keeping to herself. No one really noticed her. She liked it that way. She didn't want anyone to see what she truly was. Especially Aaron. Aaron was different from others. He was kind, friendly. He worked as an engineer and helped fix broken parts of the station. Tall, with messy dark hair and honest eyes, he always smiled at Zira, even when she didn't reply. He didn't seem afraid of anything. Zira always watched him from a distance. One day, while walking near the power hub, Zira tripped. Her hand hit a loose cable and sparks flew out. "Watch out!" a voice shouted. Aaron rushed forward and pulled her back. The cable snapped, but she was safe. "Are you okay?" he asked, holding her arm gently. Zira nodded quickly, keeping her head low. "Yes, thank you. You're Zira, right? I've seen you around," he said, smiling. She nodded again but didn't speak more. Her voice trembled, and she didn't want him to hear anything strange in it. "You should be more careful. These cables are old," he said, looking at the damage. Zira looked up for a moment, just long enough to see his face. His eyes were warm. No fear, no hate, just concern. That night, Zira sat in her small room staring at herself in the mirror. Her mask rested on the table. Her real face stared back at her. What would he think if he saw this? She whispered. She touched her skin, the smooth lines of her alien features glowing softly in the dim light. She wanted to tell him. To speak freely, to be herself. But fear held her back. Her father once told her, "Humans fear what they don't understand. Hide your truth, or they will destroy it." She remembered those words every day. But Aaron didn't feel dangerous. He felt safe. The next morning, Zira was checking a data screen near the control room when Aaron walked in. "Hey again," he said, walking over. "Hi," she replied, this time a bit louder. He smiled. "I didn't get a chance to say it yesterday, but you have a nice voice." Zira froze for a second. No one had ever said that before. "Thank you," she said softly. "So what do you do here?" "I always see you working alone," he asked, leaning on the console. "I check the systems." "Make sure they don't break," she replied. "Sounds boring," he joked. She gave a small smile. "Sometimes." Aaron looked around. "You know, you should come by the engineering bay sometime. We could use someone who actually knows what they're doing." Zira's heart beat faster. She wanted to say yes, but what if someone noticed something, her skin, her voice, a mistake? "I'll think about it," she said. "Cool. See you around," he said, then walked away. Zira stared at the screen. Her hands were shaking. Later that night, Zira opened a hidden drawer in her wall. Inside was a small orb. She touched it, and it glowed. A soft alien voice spoke in her language. "Daughter, remember your mission. Do not let them see you. Trust no one." Zira closed the drawer. She stood in front of the mirror again, putting her mask back on. The smooth human face appeared. But it didn't feel right anymore. She thought about Aaron, his voice, his kindness. She touched the edge of the mask. "What if he sees the real me?" she whispered. Behind her, a small light blinked on the wall panel. A signal. Unknown origin. Zira didn't notice. Her eyes stayed on the mirror. The girl behind. The mask was tired of hiding. Hidden signals, the hum of the space station never truly stopped. Machines breathed like sleeping giants, silent but alive. Lights blinked. Doors hissed open and shut. But that night something changed. A signal came. It was small, hidden deep inside the station's systems. Not loud, not bright. But it was there, whispering through wires, tapping gently at the code like a knock on a locked door. Only one person noticed it. Zira. She sat in the control room alone, reviewing power lines. A soft beep echoed from her console. At first, she thought it was just another glitch. Nothing new on Station Theta 9. But this time the numbers weren't normal. Her heart skipped. She leaned closer. A symbol flickered on the screen, one she knew too well. It was not from Earth. It was not from this system. It was from home. Her hands moved quickly, shutting off the screen, hiding the signal. No one else saw it. But Aaron was watching. From across the hall. Earlier that day, Aaron had noticed Zira acting different, more distant than before. After their short talk, he had felt a connection, something real. But now she seemed cold again, hiding something. And now that quick movement on her screen, the way she reacted, it didn't feel like someone fixing a bug. It felt like someone protecting a secret. Back in her quarters, Zira activated her hidden orb again. A soft light filled the small room. A face appeared, holographic, flickering slightly. It was an elder of her kind. Stern. Serious. You are not responding to the signal. We grow concerned. Zira lowered her head. I heard it. Then answer it. Return. Your mission is over. She shook her head. Not yet. I need more time. The human must not see your true form, the voice said. Zira paused. Her voice was quiet. He already saw a part of it. The voice turned sharp. You risk everything. Zira ended the message. She sat in silence. Her fingers gripped the mask at her chin. She wanted to rip it off, to breathe without fear. But the memory of her father's warning echoed again. Humans fear what they don't understand. And yet, Aaron didn't run. He didn't scream. He looked at her like she was still Zira, still herself. What if she was wrong about humans? The next day, Aaron found a reason to be near her again. He walked into the power room, holding a toolkit he didn't need. Hey, he said casually. You all right? Zira looked up, startled. Yes, just checking. The energy flow. I saw something weird yesterday, he said, watching her face. She stiffened. What do you mean? On your screen, some kind of symbol? Zira forced a smile. Just an old code error. Nothing important. But Aaron didn't believe her. He placed the kit down and stepped closer. Zira, you can trust me. Zira felt something inside her twist. Guilt, fear, hope. I can't, she whispered. Before he could say more, the alarm lights flickered. Red. A system warning. Aaron rushed to the nearest screen. We've got a problem. An external signal is pinging our defense grid. Zira's blood ran cold. The signal had returned. Stronger now. Bolder. Aaron pulled up the data, eyes scanning the code. This isn't pirate code, it's something else. Zira stepped forward. Don't open it. Why not? He asked. Because it's not from here. Aaron turned to her. How do you know that? Zira's lips trembled. She couldn't speak. Not yet. Aaron stared at her. Zira, what are you hiding? She didn't answer. She turned and walked away. That night, Zira sat in the station's observation dome. Stars filled the sky like glowing dust. She stared into the darkness, wondering if someone out there was watching, calling her, or worse, coming for her. She opened a small compartment under the bench. Inside, wrapped in black cloth, was a thin metal shard, part of her escape pod. It carried the mark of her species. A single word in her native tongue. Exile. She had never told anyone the truth. Not even why she came to the station. Not even why she wore the mask. She wasn't just hiding who she was hiding what she had done. Back in his room, Aaron couldn't sleep. The signal, Zira's face, her silence, it all felt connected. He reopened the signal data. His fingers moved quickly across the screen. He bypassed the security blocks and decoded a piece of the transmission. It wasn't just a message, it was a locator. Someone, or something, was trying to find her. And they were getting closer. Back. In the dome, Zira stood now, looking at the stars. Her mask removed, her silver-blue face glowing in the reflection of the glass. She didn't see Aaron enter behind her. He froze when he saw her face. But he didn't scream. He didn't run. He said just one word, Zira. The secret chamber. For a long time, neither of them spoke. Zira stood in the soft glow of the starlight, her real face revealed. Silver-blue skin, glowing lines beneath her eyes, and violet irises like galaxies. Aaron's breath caught in his throat. Not because she looked strange, but because she looked beautiful. Zira turned away, ashamed. She began putting the mask back on. Don't, Aaron said, stepping closer. Zira stopped. Her fingers froze mid-air. I'm sorry, she whispered. I didn't mean for you to see this. Aaron didn't answer right away. He walked beside her and sat on the bench. Why are you hiding? He asked quietly. She lowered her eyes. Because I'm not supposed to be here. Because people fear what I am. Because I fear what I am. I don't, Aaron said. Zira turned to him. You should. That night, Zira didn't return to her room. She went deeper into the station, past locked doors, abandoned tunnels, and power lines no one used anymore. There, behind a fake wall panel, was her secret, a hidden chamber. Built quietly over time, no one knew it existed. Inside were pieces of alien tech, broken parts of her ship, a glowing orb that pulsed slowly, waiting. Data logs written in her language, symbols on the walls. This was the only place she could be, herself. She placed her hand on the wall and the orb lit up. A deep voice spoke. Unauthorized contact detected. The hunter is near. Zira's heart dropped. The hunter. She hadn't heard that name since she escaped her world. Her voice shook. How did they find me? The orb answered. You answered the signal. Now they are coming. Flashback. Years ago, her homeworld. She stood in front of a council of tall, glowing figures. Her face was uncovered, her body trembling. You gave them information? The leader asked. Zira nodded. Not all. Only what they needed to survive. You broke our law, another voice said. You chose them over your kind. They were dying, Zira cried. They were innocent. They were human, the voice hissed. You're no longer one of us. They marked her as exile and sent her away, alone. Back in the secret chamber, Zira sat on the floor, her knees pulled to her chest. She was shaking. She had helped humans once before, and they cast her out. Now, she was doing it again. This time she feared it wouldn't be exile. This time it might mean death for her or for Aaron. Elsewhere in the station, Aaron wasn't sleeping. His mind raced. He had seen Zira's true face, yes, but he had also seen her pain. He walked to the terminal, plugged in a memory key, and began searching. Not just logs, but the deep files, off-record data. He hacked into encrypted reports from the outer colonies. One name came up again and again. The Hunter, a shapeshifter, a tracker, sent by unknown alien species to find a fugitive hiding on human stations. Codename, Zira. Aaron leaned back in shock. Zira wasn't just an alien. She was being hunted, and worse, the hunter was already nearby. The next morning, Zira returned to her room, only to find a note on her door. Just one word, why? She turned, and Aaron was standing at the end of the hall. She didn't run this time. Come with me, she said. They moved quietly through the silent station halls until they reached the hidden panel. Zira placed her hand on the wall. It opened like a secret doorway. Aaron's eyes widened as they stepped inside. The chamber glowed with alien light. The tech hummed softly, alive in a way human machines weren't. This is my truth, Zira said. This is who I really am. Aaron looked around, then at her. Why did they send someone after you? Zira walked to the orb. Because I helped save a human ship. I gave them medical data, broke the law. You risked your life to save us? Zira nodded. Aaron walked closer. Then they're wrong. You're not a threat. Zira stared at the orb. They don't see it that way. And neither does the hunter. Suddenly, the orb flashed red. A deep warning voice said, Proximity alert. Unknown life form aboard the station. Masked signature. Hunter active. Zira and Aaron froze. Zira's voice cracked. He's here. Somewhere in the shadows of the station, a figure moved, cloaked, silent, inhuman. Its face was ever-changing. Its skin shimmered. It passed cameras without a trace. The hunter had arrived. Back in the chamber, Aaron grabbed Zira's hand. We have to warn the others, he said. Zira shook her head. No one will believe us. And if they see me, they'll hand me over. Aaron looked into her eyes. Then we stop him ourselves. She stared at him in disbelief. You'd fight for me. I already am, he said. Zira felt something shift in her chest. Something she had buried for a long time. Hope. But hope wouldn't save them. Not yet. The hunter was already watching. The mask cracks. The hunter didn't rush. It moved like a shadow across the outer levels of Station Theta 9, scanning heat signatures, listening to echo trails in the walls. Its body changed shape with each step, humanoid one moment, crawling creature the next. It could mimic voices, faces, even smells. But right now, it hunted only one scent. Zira. Elsewhere in the secret chamber, Zira adjusted the mask on her face. Her hands were shaking. The edges of the mask glitched again, flickering for a second before returning to its smooth human form. It was breaking. She didn't have the parts to repair it. You can't go out like this, Aaron said from behind. Her Zira didn't turn. I don't have a choice. You do. Let me help, he said. Zira looked at him in the mirror. If they see my real face, they'll fear me. They'll lock me up, or worse. Aaron stepped closer. Then let them be wrong, but don't hide from me. She stared at him. Part of her wanted to remove the mask forever, to be free, but another part whispered, don't trust too easily. She turned away. We need to focus. The hunter's already on the station. Meanwhile, 2 engineers working on Deck 3 didn't make it to their next shift. One was found unconscious near a vent, his face pale, his memory erased. The other wasn't found at all. All that remained was a smear of blood and static on the camera footage. Station security blamed it on a power surge. Zira knew better. She and Aaron watched the footage in silence. There was no image, no clear figure, just darkness. And then a flicker, a flash of what looked like Zira's face on the screen. She gasped. It's copying me. Aaron frowned. Can it do that? Yes, Zira whispered. It doesn't just kill. It becomes. If it reaches the command deck, it could pretend to be anyone. Zira opened a locked drawer and pulled out a slim alien weapon. It shimmered blue and vibrated softly when she touched it. Something ancient, something dangerous. Aaron stared. What is that? Last resort, she said. It can kill the hunter, but if I use it, they'll know exactly where I am. Aaron hesitated. Then we use it only when we have no other choice. Later, as Zira moved through the station halls, people looked at her differently. She could feel it. Uneasy glances, whispers. Her mask was failing. The glitch had become visible. A small child pointed. Mom, her face. It's glowing. Zira turned and quickly walked away. In the shadows, something was watching her, imitating her walk, learning her voice. The hunter was close. Aaron met with the station captain. Listen, something is on board. It's not human. The captain raised an eyebrow. You mean like your mystery girl? Aaron froze. What do you know? We saw the glitch on her face. She's not one of us. She's a danger. No, she's the one being hunted. Then maybe we should give them what they want. Aaron's fists clenched. If you hand her over, none of you will survive. The hunter doesn't stop with one. Zira returned to her room exhausted. She locked the door and removed her mask. She stared at it in her hands. It flickered one last time and shut down completely. Gone. She was exposed now. No more hiding. Tears welled up in her eyes, but she didn't let them fall. Not yet. A soft knock came from the door. She grabbed her weapon and opened it. It was Aaron. He stared at her face fully revealed. You look like a star, he whispered. Zira didn't smile. I need to leave, she said. Before they come. Too late, Aaron whispered and pointed at her window. Outside, the space shimmered as if something invisible had just arrived. Zira's voice cracked. He brought a ship. Suddenly, the lights went out. Emergency red glow filled the station. Then came the announcement. Intruder alert. Unidentified life form detected on Deck 5. Zira turned to Aaron. He's going after the reactor. Why? He asked. To blow the station, erase all traces, including me. They ran, deck by deck, through shaking corridors, Zira now fully. Alien in appearance drew looks of panic from the crew. People moved aside, some screamed, others just froze. She didn't stop. She was done hiding. When they reached Deck 5, the temperature dropped. Frost formed on the walls. Pipes hissed with cold gas. The air was thick. Wrong. Aaron saw it first. A figure standing in front of the core. It had Zira's face, but its eyes were empty. Aaron raised his voice. That's not her. Zira raised the weapon. Her hands trembled. The copy turned slowly. Its face melted, turning into a swirling mass. Limbs shifted, skin stretched. Then it spoke with Aaron's voice. Zira, do you trust me? Her grip tightened. She fired. A beam of blue light burst from the weapon, hitting the creature in the chest. It screamed, inhuman, high-pitched, shaking the walls. It turned into black smoke and vanished through the vents. Not dead, just wounded. Zira collapsed against the wall, shaking. Aaron knelt beside her. You saved us, he said. She looked at him, eyes full of fear. No, I just made him angry. Revelation. Zira sat on the cold metal floor, her back against the reactor wall, her alien weapon gripped tightly in her hand. Her breathing was uneven, her mask was gone, her secret was out, and yet, the danger was just beginning. The hunter had escaped, wounded, yes, but alive. And now, angry. Aaron crouched beside her, watching her face glow faintly in the red emergency light. You all right? He asked gently. Zira nodded, but her voice was hollow. For now. They made their way back to her hidden chamber, avoiding cameras, bypassing security systems. Zira no longer cared if someone saw her real face. The mask was gone. The lies were done. She was done hiding. Inside the chamber, the glowing orb flared to life as soon as Zira approached. The voice returned. Cold, ancient, commanding. You revealed yourself to them. Zira stared at it. I had no choice. You always had a choice, the voice hissed. You failed your people. Aaron stepped forward. And who exactly are her people? The orb pulsed. We are the Elder Council of Talvorn, and she is our exile. Zira closed her eyes. I betrayed them once. I gave humans medicine during the plague years ago. I helped save a crew stranded in deep space. The orb continued. And for that she was banished. Her life, her name, her identity, stripped. Aaron's jaw tightened. She saved lives. That's not betrayal. That's compassion. Compassion, the voice echoed. A weakness of your kind. Zyra opened her eyes. Then maybe weakness is what the galaxy needs. The orb dimmed for a moment. Silent. Then it spoke again. You are in danger, Zyra. The hunter does not act alone. Zyra's eyes widened. What do you mean? It sent a signal, before you injured it. Aaron looked at her. A signal to who? The High Sentinels, Zyra whispered. They're enforcers. They destroy entire colonies to erase what they call infection. Aaron took a step back. You mean this station? Zyra nodded. They'll erase the whole thing, everyone, just to get to me. Outside the chamber, the station was already reacting to the chaos. Security forces searched every corridor. Orders were flying between commanders. And on the main communication screen, a new signal had arrived, encrypted, massive, and not from any known human origin. The captain stared at it. Open it. The screen flickered to life. An alien face appeared, long, armored, sharp-eyed. Cold. This is High Sentinel Unit 9. You harbor a traitor of Talvorn. Surrender the fugitive or face neutralization. The crew stared in horror. Back in the chamber, Zyra turned to Aaron. They're here, and they're not going to wait long. Aaron ran a hand through his hair. We have to do something. There's one way, she said slowly. A direct link. I speak to them. I explain. I take the risk alone. You think they'll listen? Aaron asked. She shook her head. No, but I have to try. Aaron slammed his fist against the wall. Why are you always ready to sacrifice yourself? She looked up at him. Because I've already lost everything, you haven't. Aaron stepped forward. You're wrong. I lost everything the moment you put that mask on. You hid from me, from everyone. But when I saw you, your real face, your real voice, I found something I never knew I was missing. Zyra's voice softened. What? You. A moment passed between them, silent, full of everything unspoken. Then the orb flared again. There is no more time. They made their way to the central transmission tower, Zyra walking openly through the station now. Some ran from her. Others stared, unsure whether to fear or follow. Aaron stayed beside her, never left her side. When they reached the tower, the captain blocked their path. This station doesn't take orders from aliens. Zyra stepped forward. Then take one from a friend. Let me fix this. Let me speak. The captain hesitated, then nodded once. Inside the tower, Zyra accessed the main channel. The alien signal was live. The screen filled again with the Sentinel's face. You have 1 minute, it said coldly. Zyra stepped forward. I am Zyra of Talvorn. I was cast out for showing mercy, for saving lives. But today, I will not run. I will not hide. If you must erase me, then do it, but leave these people out of it. The Sentinel stared. You are broken. No, Zyra said calmly. I'm healed. Beside her, Aaron placed a hand on her shoulder. And she's not alone, he added. Silence. Then, the Sentinel spoke. Very well, you will be judged. Bring the human with you. Aaron blinked. Me? Zyra turned. No, not him. But Aaron had already made up his mind. Yes, me. The transmission ended. They had 10 hours to board the Sentinel vessel. Alone. Zyra stared into space. Aaron stood beside her. Both knew they might not return, but both also knew. This wasn't just survival anymore. This was something bigger. Invasion or rescue. 10 hours passed like a heartbeat. Station Theta 9 floated silently in orbit, surrounded now by 3 towering ships, black, angular, and glowing with a soft green light. They made no noise, no movement. But everyone on board the station could feel the pressure, like something ancient and cold was watching them from the dark. The High Sentinels had arrived. Inside the command center, the crew watched in silence as the landing vessel detached from the lead ship and began its slow descent toward the station. Zira stood near the hangar doors, no mask, no hood, no more hiding. The light of the stars reflected off her silver-blue skin. Her alien patterns pulsed calmly like a heartbeat. Aaron stood beside her, armored, ready. "You still don't have to come," she whispered. Aaron looked at her. "Yes, I do." The landing ship docked with a heavy mechanical groan. Air hissed. Metal expanded. The doors slid open. 2 tall figures stepped out, clad in metallic armor, heads covered in reflective masks that shifted and shimmered, making it impossible to see their true faces. These were not ordinary soldiers. They were judges. Zira of Talvorn, one said, its voice low and digital. And the human. Come. No weapons were raised. No orders barked. Just silence. But the silence was heavy. As Zira and Aaron stepped into the alien ship, the air changed. It was denser, heavier. Aaron could feel it pressing on his chest like guilt. They were led down long black corridors filled with green veins of moving light, alive, like the ship itself was breathing. At the end of the hall stood a wide, circular chamber. Inside, the Council of Sentinels, 7 tall beings, eyes like stars, robes of flowing metal, their faces hidden behind ancient carved masks. Zira knelt before them. Aaron stood straight beside her. The center sentinel stepped forward. Its mask bore the symbol for exile. "You return to the High Order, with a human at your side." "He saved me," Zira said, "as I once saved others. You broke the law of separation. You revealed our existence. You corrupted yourself with emotion. I showed mercy," she said. Another sentinel's voice cut through. "You also brought danger to your kind. The hunter is wounded but still alive. And now our secrets are at risk." Aaron stepped forward. "Then blame me, not her." A low murmur rose through the chamber. "The human speaks," one said. "He dares to stand beside her," said another. "Let him be tested." Before Zira could protest, the floor shifted. Aaron was pulled into a second chamber, sealed behind a transparent wall. Inside, a machine emerged from the floor, small, spherical, floating. It scanned his body. Then it showed his memories. Zira, the station, the first time he saw her, the accident, the mask, the reveal, the chamber, the kiss they almost shared but didn't. Every emotion, raw and open. "He is emotionally compromised," said a voice. "His loyalty lies with the exile, and yet he does not fear us." The final sentinel raised a hand. "Let him speak." Aaron stepped forward. "You call me weak for caring. But if caring means saving lives, standing beside someone who risked everything to help us, then maybe you've forgotten what power really is." "What is power to you, human?" asked the judge. Aaron looked at Zira. "Power is choosing love, even when the galaxy tells you it's a mistake." The room went still. Then, a shift. The sentinels turned to Zira. "You have caused disruption, and yet you may have also shown us a mirror." Another voice added, "We are not here to kill, but to protect. But perhaps protection has become control." The eldest sentinel stepped forward. "You will not be erased, but you cannot return." Zira's voice trembled. "So what happens now?" The sentinels paused, then spoke as one. "You are free." A low hum shook the walls. Suddenly, a panel behind the sentinels burst open. Smoke poured in. From the shadows, a limb slid out, long, black, covered in shifting scales. The hunter had followed them. injured, mad, evolved. It launched itself toward HFY Sci-Fi, but Aaron leaped in front of her. The creature slammed him across the chamber. Zyra screamed, grabbed the alien weapon from her belt, and fired. The beam hit the hunter's chest, but it kept moving. Aaron struggled to stand, blood running from his lip. The hunter shifted into Aaron's face. Zyra hesitated. "Don't believe it," Aaron gasped. "I'm real." The hunter smiled with Aaron's face. "And I'm better." Zyra closed her eyes and fired again. Point blank. The hunter screamed, and this time, it melted. Its form collapsed into a pool of shifting black ash, hissing as it faded from existence. Silence returned. The sentinels watched her. "You ended what we could not," said one. "Your exile is over." Later, back on the station, the alien ships undocked, silent as they came. The sentinels vanished into deep space. No threats. No war. Zyra sat beside Aaron in the med bay. His arm was broken, his ribs bruised, but he smiled through the pain. "Next time," he joked, "I picked the vacation spot." Zyra laughed softly. "You came with me, even when you knew it might kill you." Aaron looked at her. "Worth it?" Zyra leaned in. This time, no hesitation. She kissed him. Not as an exile, not as an alien, but as someone finally free to love. Love is not human. The stars outside Station Theta 9 burned colder than usual. After the high sentinels vanished into deep space and the hunter was destroyed, peace had returned. But it was not the same peace. It was the silence after thunder, deep and uncertain. Inside the station's recovery wing, Zyra stood near a large window, her arms crossed, her real face reflected back at her in the glass. No mask, no disguise, silver blue skin, glowing star lines across her cheeks, violet eyes. Once, she believed this face would make her unlovable. Now, it was the face that changed everything. Behind her, Aaron entered slowly, arm still in a sling, his steps careful. He had survived the hunter's attack, but just barely. His body was bruised, his heart was wide open. "Hey," he said softly. She turned to him. "You should still be resting." "I got tired of pretending to sleep." He smiled. "Besides, I wanted to see you." Zyra stepped closer. "The council is gone, but others will come eventually." Aaron nodded. "Then we stay ready." She lowered her voice. "Or we leave." Aaron blinked. "Leave the station?" Zyra nodded. "There are places in the galaxy where no one cares what species you are, where no one hides behind a mask." Aaron looked into her eyes. "But are you running again? Or finally living?" The question hung in the air like gravity. Zyra walked to the terminal beside her and opened a star map. It flickered with thousands of distant dots, systems, worlds, futures. "I'm not sure," she said. "But with you, it feels like freedom." Aaron stepped forward, staring at the map with her. "Where would we even go?" he asked. She pointed to a glowing blue system near the edge of the chart. "They call it Ilaris. No war, no sentinels, no walls." He laughed. "Sounds boring." "I could use boring," she replied. But peace was not ready to let them go so easily. A sudden alert echoed through the station's comms. "Incoming vessel. Unknown origin. High-speed approach. Armed. Signature detected." Zyra and Aaron looked at each other. Their smiles faded. "You think it's them again?" Aaron asked. "No," Zyra whispered, walking to the console. "This is different." The station shook slightly as the ship docked without permission. Doors hissed. Lights dimmed. Security. Teams rushed into position. Zyra and Aaron stood at the center of it all. The ship opened, and what stepped out was a child. A young girl, not more than 12, with pale white skin and wide gray eyes. Behind her, a single escort drone floated silently. "Identify yourself," the captain demanded. The girl looked directly at Zyra. I came for you. Zyra stepped forward. Who are you? The girl smiled softly. I'm your future. Or what? Your people once called the next cycle. The room fell silent. Zyra's voice cracked. What does that mean? The girl raised a hand, and a small crystal floated between them. It glowed with strange energy. Aaron reached for Zyra's hand. Be careful, he whispered. Zyra took the crystal, and in an instant she saw everything, a vision. Thousands of years from now, her people evolved. Humanity advanced. No more borders, no more exiles. Mixed worlds. Children born of both bloods, alien and human. A future where Zyra's choice to love did not cause fear. It caused change. A single decision created a movement, a belief. That love was not defined by species or skin or origin. Love was not human. It was something bigger. Zyra gasped and dropped the crystal. The girl caught it midair. You opened the door, she said. Zyra shook her head. I didn't do anything. You loved someone who wasn't supposed to love you back, the girl smiled. And he did. Aaron looked between them. So what now? The girl turned. Now, the galaxy learns. She walked back toward her ship, the drone following. Before stepping aboard, she turned one last time. The next cycle begins with you. And then she was gone. Later that night, Zyra sat alone in the observation dome. Aaron joined her holding 2 cups of warm synth tea. You okay? He asked. She nodded slowly. I saw the future. Good or bad? Complicated, she said, but full of hope. Aaron raised his cup. To complicated. She raised hers. To hope. They sat in silence for a while, watching the stars drift by. Then Aaron leaned close and whispered, You know, you changed my world too. Zyra turned to him. How? He grinned. Before you, I thought love had to make sense. Now I know it just has to feel right. She smiled, her eyes glowing softly, and for the first time since leaving her homeworld, Zyra finally felt at home.